Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. It's your girl Beloved and I'm back with a new recipe for the channel. Beloved Catering Service is a business where we make all kinds of cakes, butter cookies, shortbread cookies, coconut biscuits, sugar cookies, brownies, ring donuts, meat pies, samosa, spring rolls, and all kinds of fruit drinks and fruit juices, especially sobolo. We also make all local rice dishes and Ghanaian authentic dishes. We cater for all events and occasions and any form of gatherings. You can contact us with the information provided on your screen. In today's video, we are making a beautiful 7-layer cake for our 1-year anniversary here on YouTube. Today marks exactly 1 year that I uploaded my first ever video onto the app YouTube and onto the channel Beloved Caters with Love. Without wasting much time, let's jump right into making it. Ingredients for today's cake: 3 vanilla cake layers which are all 9 inches, 2 chocolate cake layers which are 9 inches as well, and 2 red velvet cake layers which are 9 inches as well. We will also be using gold luster dust, cling film, tissue, a toothpick, spatulas, food colors, gel food colors, an edible print of me cutting my photo shoot cake which was last year December, which is on the channel, you can check out. I also have one in edible fondant sheet. We'll be using the fondant rod, some white fondant which will later on color into red, and dust some in gold dust, my perfect American buttercream frosting, some scissors, my milk and vanilla syrup, and my strawberry flavored milk and vanilla syrup, which I'll share a recipe to very soon, some cherries, and some very needed match cake decorating tools. Before that, I would be very happy if you could subscribe to my channel right now and then turn on your post and notification icon so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video onto the channel. And please share my videos with your friends and family. Please subscribe. Let's get started. To begin, place some solution tape onto the turntable and then place the cake board onto it. Then remove the first cake layer from the cling film covering. I actually baked these cakes a week in advance, so they are very frozen and chilled at the same time. So I'll smear some of the frosting onto the cake board, place onto it the first vanilla cake layer, add some syrup, and then add the frosting on top. Cover it nicely with the aid of the offset spatula on the cake surface, and then place onto it the next cake layer, which is the chocolate cake layer, upside down with the bottom part facing upwards. You see my hands are even printed on the part that I'm placing the syrup right now, which means the cake is very frozen. So that's, I'll smear some of the frosting onto it after adding the syrup, and then I crushed some chocolate crackers, so I'll be putting some on the frosted cake layer, which is the second cake layer. And then one of our red velvet cake layers broke into 2, so we had to fix that as we are arranging it. So that is fixed. I'll then move on to adding the syrup, the frosting, the crushed crackers, and then I'll alternate this process until all the cake layers have been covered nicely with the frosting, soaked with the syrup and the crushed graham crackers. After placing on all the cake layers and adding the last one, I'll soak it with some of the syrup and then add the frosting on the top part. Then I'll proceed to start crumb coating the cake as you see in the video being displayed. This is the first covering of the cake to trap any crumbs that might be on it. And since these cakes are all 9 inches and very leveled, there was no need for me to trim the tops or maybe the sides to ensure anything getting leveled. As you see, the frosting process is becoming very smooth. The only issue is that since the cakes were very frozen, there are gaps in between, and then we'll fill those gaps with frosting. So watch me do that as the video continues. And this is how the cake looks after the first covering. So here I'll begin mixing the frosting with some pink gel food color, and this frosting was already made in the fridge, so it's kind of like adding new frosting into it, combining it together and then using it for what we are doing today. So we are making 2 shades of pink, and then we'll use the off-white or kind of cream for the top. So we start with the deeper shade, move to the lighter shade, and then we'll continue with the off-white or white or whatever you see it to be. Here I've covered the cake with the frosting for the second time, which is the uncolored frosting. So I'll scoop the frostings into the respective piping bags, which have already been opened as you see me doing in the video. And these are all the frostings we'll be using for the decorating of the cake. So first we start with piping onto the bottom part with the darker shade. That is in a circular motion on the bottom part, and then kind of a zigzag rough loop on the other part, since we are trying to use this frosting to cover this large cake. And this will be a bit of a struggle, but we'll still get it done. Just trust the process. Here we are done with the first shade, so we move on to the second shade, which is the lightest, and then continue the coverage as being done in the video being displayed. After that we switch to the next piping bag, which is the uncolored frosting, and we do the same. Now this is how the cake looks in the meantime. So we are going to use the textured cake comb, which we used for my first video relating to the birthday cake I made for my church Smash Bon's birthday celebration. You can check out that video on the channel right now. That is the same textured cake comb. So we are going to make round movements with the cake comb until we obtain the design we want, and then we stop there. This is going to be a very difficult process, but we are going to get it done. After much covering and turning around and twisting and turns and whatever it is, this is how the cake looks like. Very neat and beautiful. So we are yet to smear some frosting on the top part and then level that up as well. We will be covering the top part with the edible wafer paper printout, so even if the top doesn't look that nice, it won't even show. Here I'm using the offset spatula to pick the tips of the frosting onto the top part to give it kind of a sharp edge. And this is how the top part looks and the down part. So we are almost done with covering every part of the cake, which was much needed. Now I'm going to cut out the first edible printout, which is the one with the wafer paper, and then ensure that it is very straight on all edges. After that, we'll place it into the middle part of the cake, which is on top, and this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to tear some of the cling film onto the workspace, and then pipe some of the frosting onto it. That is double layered on all sides. After that, I'll roll the sides of the cling film together, twist the ends, and then cut it with the aid of the scissors. Now place into another piping bag a 1mm piping tip, and then place into it the twisted frosting in the cling film, and then start making round movements or swirls on the edges of the edible printout you've placed on the top part of the cake. And this is how the swirls look after all has been piped. Now we are going to make a beautiful border on the bottom part of the cake, as I'm doing right now with the same piping tip, but with this one we'll use only the darker shade of the pink and also the lighter shade. No uncolored frosting will be included. So this is the view from the top part of the cake all the way down. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. And now we are going to add onto it some golden sprinkles or golden sugar balls, and with this aspect I'm just going to freely throw them onto the cake, and since the frosting is very soft, it's going to act as a glue to hold all of those sprinkles together and they won't fall. I'll do this until the cake is well covered with the sugar balls to my preference. After that, I'm going to sprinkle some on the top part of the cake, and then this is how it looks. Now we are going to switch to the smallest white pearl sprinkles. Sprinkle some on the top part of the cake, and then finally to the bigger sugar balls, which are also gold in color. With this, I'm going to use the sprinkle picker to arrange it on the bottom part of the cake. That is where the darkest shade is, with a bit of intervals between. And this is the semi-final look of the cake because we are not done yet. Now I'm going to color some white fondant into red, and then roll it out with the fondant roll to the preferred size I want. Cut it with the pizza cutter, and then this is going to serve as our YouTube logo on the cake. Now I'm going to dip the painting brush into some water and then place onto it the small white arrow that is usually seen on the YouTube app. And this is how it looks. We've also rolled some fondant out and then cut out please subscribe. Now I'm going to go, that's the please subscribe, and then after that we arrange it onto the cake nicely. To ensure that it is well arranged, I'm going to use a toothpick to write please and then fill it up with the gold dusted letters. First of all, I'll place onto the cake the YouTube logo and then start arranging the letters from the P all the way to the S, which will be the please, on the bottom part of the logo, and on the upper part we are going to arrange the subscribe there. Finally, I'm going to pour 9 cherries into a bowl, add onto it some of the gold luster dust, and then shake it until it is covered with the dust. Then I'm going to use a spoon to arrange it onto the cake. When I realized the spoon wasn't doing the work perfectly, I switched to my hands, and this is how it looks. After that, I'm going to remove a congratulations topper. And then today, I don't feel like placing it on the top part, so I decided to place it on the side. And let's see how that goes, because it's not a kind of a side decoration. It's supposed to be on the top part of the cake, but I decided to switch it up. So let's see how that goes. After removing the wrapper from the front and back, I'll then place it onto the side. And this is the final look of the cake. Very beautiful in my opinion, and this was a difficult process, but it paid off nicely. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And once again, happy anniversary to beloved creators and beloved catering service. We thank God for how far He has brought us. He never promised the journey was going to be easy, but He helped us through. So please subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notification icon, and be a proud support system of this channel, because there's more for you to watch, more content coming your way. Let's look at the cake again. So from the top to the side, and then once again rotate it a bit, and then to the other side. So yeah, this is what we were able to achieve with 4 hours of sitting. This wasn't easy, but we've done it. Thank God for strength, knowledge, and everything that He has gifted us with. So here, with the aid of my older sister's help, we placed the cake box, that is the transparent aspect, onto the cake. We were finding it difficult, so if you can see any smudges of the frosting on the cake box, that was how difficult it was. If it was left really me, the cake would even get destroyed, because I didn't even know how to place it. It was disturbing my life, but we got it done. So here we are going to add the logo with the aid of my other sister once again, and then I'll place onto it the ribbon, and that is the final look of our 1-year anniversary cake. And this is where today's video ends. Thank you so much for watching. Make it a point to watch our new videos this and every Thursday and Sunday for wholesome content and amazing recipes you can try with your friends and family. This new year, I'll be very glad if you could try any of our recipes and then give feedback on it in the comment section. Also, please subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notification icon, and then share my videos with your friends and family. Let's all join hands and make this channel grow. Till we meet again, dear viewers. Bye bye.